Squelch, 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 squelch.
Welcome back to Squelch the Video Game Book Club. I'm Dano.
I'm Mad at Arms. I forgot to put it in there.
And I'm Storm Rage, and we're here to remind everyone that Dragon Age Origins is a game, sometimes, for some people, and if it is a game, it's supposed to be fun. And this week, some of us are playing the Soldier's Peak DLC, going to Denirim, and heading over to Haven. Next week, others of us will be going to the Ruined Temple and playing Leliana's Song DLC, which you can find under the other campaigns from the main menu.
So
if your money was your money was on me not doing it, you're wrong. Because this is what happened.
Yeah. So things went a little bit off the rails, Storm Rage. Tell them what you've done and how it's all your fault.
Yeah, so I've been talking about how frustrating and how often my game has crashed, bugged, flipped out one way or another, and Dano and Matt can talk about the extent to which I did go through bug testing. I did, I think, everything that anybody would commonly do and a lot more, and I could not get it to stop crashing. Eventually I got to the point that it would only crash every 20 minutes, and I could swap from the Steam version to the GOG version whenever it crashed, and then vice versa. And whatever reason, like if I kept switching, I could make it through. So I was crashing every 20 minutes, but I was progressing, and I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll just save all the time, and I'll be okay with it.
Ugh.
And
No.
then I made it to Denirim,
Nope.
and I got to this specific shop in Denirim, and I went through it, and I went through it just fine. And then on the way out, every single time I tried to leave, it would crash my game. So it crashed on Steam, it crashed on GOG, I uninstalled all my mods, I reinstalled all my mods, I did a full reinstall, I did everything I could, and just nothing worked. Whenever I tried to leave the shop, the entire game would crash. So I'm starting the game all over. And I'm doing it on a fresh save, on a fresh reinstall, after all mods have been deleted from my computer, and the GOG version, for whatever reason, still won't play. It still won't let me create a new character. It might now that I've done a character creation on Steam. Maybe it has that files, who's to say. But I'm working my way back through it, and I am now almost through the Mage's Tower is where I am at. I reduced the difficulty down to easy, and I am just like sprinting through every conversation. I'm sprinting through every fight, so I am doing my best to catch up as quickly as I can.
Holy buckets. That is brutal. Have you...
That is.
Yeah, no. That's
To tell you the amount of like bug testing, he created a channel in the in our little group Discord, and I just had to mute it because it was just constant.
It's too much.
I can't help you. I'm in the middle of Ohio, nowhere Ohio. I can't help you with anything.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do games. I don't know how to do computers, so I was worthless. I was like, here, let me buy you the GOG version. Maybe that will fix it. Didn't fix it. I'm out of ideas.
Yeah.
You know, if they made a remake of this game, that'd have been great.
Oh
boy, howdy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It just makes me heart sad. Every time I play through the game, like it does make my heart sad that this game doesn't have some sort of like refresh, update, like not even a remake, but just like a remaster, a playable version. I don't know. It's a bit of a bummer. I definitely think we like set you up for failure with some of the mods we did install were kind of ancient, and I do wonder if like they just like were arguing with each other and then eventually just completely corrupted everything. But like the problem is that like even after deleting everything, it's still like the GOG version especially I find fascinating that doesn't work because like if everything was completely reset, like the GOG version should run. It runs fantastic for me. I've had 0 crashes, maybe 1 crash on the GOG version. It's run fantastically for me. So I don't know what's going on there.
I mean, as Diego said in chat, it's the polyamory mod's fault.
I would be so mad if that's the case. And also, I'm so sad I don't have it anymore. So I can't romance everybody, and I really wanted to.
Oh, that's all right. I'm romancing nobody, so I'm doing the opposite of that, so it's fine.
Oh, you're missing out, because if you thought the Mass Effect 2, I think this is actually in the show notes. If you think the Mass Effect 2, like, scenes are awkward, like, you gotta check out the Dragon Age Origin ones. I think the game screenshotted it. I'll have to share it with the chat. It's so bad. Anyway, that's been a real absolute bummer and put a real damper into what's I think been a really, really fun game. So from the not so good, pretty bad news, so we have some exciting, interesting news. We've got a tentative schedule for the rest of Dragon Age Origins. Now, this is tentative, and it gets especially tentative, like, in light of Storm Rage's issues with, like, the game, and especially the fact that, like, he is currently unable to play any of the DLC. Like, they just refuse to play for him. So if that's the case, that will change the schedule up quite a bit. But here we go. So next week we are playing the Ruined Temple, and is that next week? I think, right? Next week is Ruined Temple and then Leliana's song. And then we are heading to the following week, Return to Ostagar DLC, and then the Brazilian Forest. And everything after this is a little bit tentative, but fairly should be the schedule. The next will be Orzammar, followed by the Landsmeet, Arl Denirim's estate, and then the Alienage. And then from there, we'll go into the final battle, and then we'll finish up Origins there. So that will be June 10th. That episode will drop. The plan for here is then to play the Darkspawn Chronicles, which is a DLC that plays the final battle from the eyes of the Darkspawn. So you get to play as the Darkspawn, and you are actually fighting against all of the companions and the heroes of Dragon Age Origins, which is pretty fun. So we get to see it from both sides. That's only if Storm Rage's game is playing. After that, we're going to do
fingers crossed.
Yeah. After that, we're going to do 3 weeks of Dragon Age Awakening, and then end with the Golems of Amgarek DLC and the Witch Hunt DLC, with an idea to take the July 8th off take that week off because we won't have play from the 4th of July, and then kick off Dragon Age 2 July 15th. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Dragon Age Origin stuff, I'm pretty sure that's how we're going to go. Everything after the final battle, though, will be very tentative on if we can get the DLC playing on Daniel's computer or not. So we'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that GOG gets back to him. Like, good old games, come on. Like, been like singing your praises here for like 2 months straight. Could you like throw us a bone, maybe?
Just please.
Just like answer the help ticket. Would you mind? Thank you. Okay, thanks. Bye. I don't know. Anyway, so that's kind of the idea, is to kind of play through June and July. All that will be in Discord as well. So kind of look out for that. Put it in the announcements tab as well as the Dragon Age channel. Cool. Thanks. Some patrons, maybe?
Let's do it.
Thanks. I am pretty incredible.
Thank.
Thank you, patrons and Twitch subs. We're streaming on Twitch right now. If you want to throw us a Prime or a non-Prime sub, you can. You get access to Squelch Out for Dork through our Discord. Patrons get everything through Patreon and Discord. $5 and above patrons will continue to get the complete unedited podcast on Sunday nights via Patreon. We do have an After Dork this week. We are going to talk about combat and what is working for us and what really isn't working for us. For Storm Rage, that answer is the game. The game isn't working for him.
Right.
But this was Storm Rage's idea to kind of chat about this.
Yep.
So I think we can definitely chat about it again. I do have some thoughts about it. I'm going to get to a little bit this week on the normal episode, but I do want to break it down a little bit more in After Dark, because it is interesting for sure.
This one's a real page turner.
Hey, Storm Rage.
Yeah.
What did we do last week in 74 seconds or less?
Last week, we went to the town of Redcliffe to get Arl Eamon's help against evil Terran Loghain, who is the traitor to the king and us. And more importantly, there's also like a blight darkspawn that is rushing across the country that we should probably do something about. But Terran Loghain is who I care about personally. We helped the town of Redcliffe unite against a horde of undead. We did that by tricking some knights into thinking they were protected by a holy power. We tricked a dwarf into helping or else, and we got a drunk blacksmith to start working on something. What great heroes we are. After defending the city, we went into the castle itself after the man in charge of the town was not so subtly tricked inside. We went through and cleared out all the daemons, ran into a mage friend, or perhaps not so much of a friend, who taught the child basic magic. Mage friend also poisoned the Arl. Rude. We make our way to the child who's also possessed by a demon. Better do an exorcism. We can either kill the child, sacrifice the mom, or since we helped the mages earlier on in our quest, we can go ask them for help. Matt decided, nope, let's kill the mom. We were asked to go get the urn of sacred ashes to help Arl Eamon recover from his poison.
I mean, I completely forgot that, nobody brought up, I had mages in my party that could have said, hey, couldn't we go back and do this? No, nobody brought it up.
They totally do. That's on you for not listening to them.
No, they didn't bring it up at all. I had Win in my party.
Well, maybe Win doesn't like you, Matt. You ever think about that?
I mean, it's possible. Nobody actually likes me. None of my companions like me. I think, except for the dog.
I am so desperate for their attention that now anytime I get any item that is a gift, I will Google that gift to see who has the most positive response to that specific gift. And it has done wonders. Let me tell you, all of a sudden my approval is much higher. And I also leave Morrigan at camp so she does not hear me do good things.
That is the key because
that's the
grumpy.
Other thing, yeah.
Yep.
I think I linked the page to the wiki for gifts. I believe.
Yep.
It is
I
on the pinned comment.
I've been.
Discord.
I couldn't find anything useful. It goes through all the different gifts, but I've just found it easier to Google every individual gift and then just know off of that.
Yeah, I have now reached 100 with Morgan. So Morgan and I are besties. We've had the bestie chat. She's like, I know I'm tough to get along with, but I am so happy that you and I are friends. I'm like, same, Morgan, same. And in order to keep our relationship like this, you never get to come along because you just get grumpy.
I mean, she did ask me to kill her mom.
Same. And actually, we're gonna talk about that next week, by the way, about that fight because it's super fun. Then let's see. Win is 99 now, and Leliana's 99, I believe, and Alistair's 80 or 90 or something like that. So I have a lot of great friends right now. We're all besties, just heading around the countryside, being besties.
Nope.
Hand in hand, singing Kumbaya.
The only person that's warm to me is Win. And that's just warm. That's just 30, 40. That's it.
Before my game crashed, Morrigan was at 50 for me.
Isn't that where she starts?
No, she starts at 0.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, she's at 100. And she's staying in camp, so that can't go down.
Correct.
It's impossible to keep her happy. I love that, she acknowledges it too. She's like, I know I'm hard to get along with, and I'm like, yeah, that's why you're gonna come along.
I love the number of mods because I was searching through all of the mods earlier that are just this makes Morgan easier. She just hates less things. She's more consistent with what she hates and more consistent with what she likes. And I was like, what a useful mod. If I could use mods, I probably would use you.
Yeah.
I think as long as you gift her the right gifts, I believe you can keep her pretty friendly with you, even if you aren't just being a total jerk to everybody, because that's what it takes to keep her on your side.
But it's an inconsistent jerk because she's if you say you're going to do something, you should do it. But also, if I tell you to do something else, you should listen to what I say. But also, don't always listen to what I say. It's okay, I don't understand how to make you happy, but I'll do my best.
I brought her along to kill her mom because she didn't tell me that she shouldn't come along. and her
She
mom
very
wasn't.
specifically does.
She totally
Oh,
said,
did
"I don't
she?
want to be there."
Oh,
Yeah,
my
she
bad. I
says you
forgot
can't bring me, otherwise she could do something bad with that. You have to go without me. Several times, Dano.
Well, it was
like
weeks
a
ago that I
lot of
got there.
times she makes this point.
Well, so I brought her along, and Flemeth just isn't there, and she's like, "Ugh, she must have sensed I was coming. You're absolutely worthless." And then -5. Now it's like, quick load. Back to my previous save. Let's do this again.
Good.
Speaking,
Yeah, she 100% said, "Don't show up."
I don't remember. It was
bring me
honestly
along.
weeks ago that I got her there, and I didn't dare go and like try and kill Flemeth because that's a super hard fight until I was actually prepared for the fight. So, which by the way, if you're at like Denirim, you basically should be able to, especially if you have already taken care of the stuff from Wade's Emporium after the Urn of Sacred Ashes stuff. Then you'll definitely be ready to go and take care of that fight, no problem. So, but speaking of our friends, let's talk about our friends. First up is Alistair. Alistair is a human Templar warrior. He is the other remaining Grey Warden in Ferelden. Alistair was raised in Redcliffe by Arl Eamon, and there were some rumors that he is the Arl's illegitimate son. We have since learned some new things about this, and Alistair is in fact an illegitimate son, but not the son of Arl Eamon. He is the son of King Merrick and brother of King Calen. That makes Alistair a claimant to the throne of Ferelden. Now that's some tasty drama. Dog. Dog is our dog. Dog is a good boy. Dog loves us. Unconditionally. We also got lots of bones that we can give Dog as well.
Yes.
Leliana. Leliana's mother was Ferelden, but was a servant in Orlais. Her mother died when she was young, and she was raised by her mother's employer, who gifted Leliana whatever she wanted, which was mostly books. She read every story she could get her hands on, which is how she first became interested in stories, ballads, and songs. Leliana is now a bard. That's a bard with a capital B. Since fleeing Orlais, she has since joined the Chantry in Ferelden. Bards in Orlais work as spies, assassins, and saboteurs for nobility in their grand game. They still do all the singing and storytelling, but they also get to do some stabbing on the side. This is a dangerous profession, but one that is accepted in Orlais. She would be punished if she was caught, but that is part of the fun. After fleeing to Ferelden, she became a Chantry sister. The Maker spoke to her and told that she should join the Warden in their quest to stop the Blight. This goes against Chantry teaching that the Maker does not communicate directly with individuals. Some people, cough Morgan cough, believe that Leliana is a wee bit crazy. Speaking of Morgan, perhaps better known as the Witch of the Wilds, she is a shapeshifter and apostate mage who we meet in the Kokari Wilds. Morgan's mother Flemeth insisted we take Morgan with us on our quest to stop the Blight. Sten is a Kunari warrior who was imprisoned for killing a family. Sten was later freed by the Warden and convinced to join their party. The Warden told Sten that helping to stop the Blight would help atone for his misdeeds. Why did Sten kill that family? Apparently, Sten woke up, couldn't find his sword, and decided to do a murder. Which, to be fair, is a pretty over-the-top way to say, hey, do you know where my sword is? Sten tells the Warden that he killed the family after he woke up and couldn't find his sword. This is a ridiculous thing to do, if you ask me, but Sten is sort of a ridiculous character. Stoic, brooding, and obsessed with cookies. This is not a joke. If you bring Sten along with you, he will talk about cookies, including that one time he stole cookies from a child.
I need to bring Sten. I need to start bringing Sten along.
Sten is also impossible to figure out how to make him happy because he's
I
also
think I figured it out because it's all I pick like it's like I'm not here because I had a conversation in camp where he said something about how we're gonna stop the Blight. I'm like, we'll figure it out, and he's like, you're not impressive. I'm like, I'm not here to impress you, and he liked that, so I'm like,
There you go. Good
maybe
luck with
pick
that.
the bottom option every time with that. I don't know.
He doesn't want he basically only wants anything. I believe with Sten, you have to take everything that is Blight related and then nothing else. So helping the villagers in Redcliffe doesn't stop the Blight. So why are we doing it? So he doesn't like that. So Sten's one of those ones hard to bring along as well because if you do good things, he gets mad at you because it's not Blight related all the time. So Sten is a grump. Wynn is our healer and a circle mage. We first met Wynn during the Magi storyline. Wynn is a bit of a traveler and is rarely found in the tower, much to the annoyance of tower leadership. She is a grandmotherly figure who wants to do good in the world and expects the same from the Warden. If the Warden becomes involved in a relationship with a party member, she will express her belief that the relationship is dangerous, and that the first priority of the Warden must be stopping the blight. If you continue to raise her approval, she will eventually come around to that relationship and even apologize and tell the Warden that she finds their love beautiful. It's very sweet. Yeah, I know. Shale is our rock buddy. He used to be controlled by a mage who messed around with demons and found out what happens when you mess around with demons. He is bored, so now he's bumming around with the Warden. Shale hates birds because of his time spent as a statue. I'll let you put 2 and 2 together there. Zevran is an Antivan crow hired by Logain and Arhau to assassinate the Warden. After his failure to kill the Warden, he asked to join the Warden's party. Zevran claims that since he failed his mission, his life is forfeit, so he might as well join with the Warden because then he might be protected. And those are all our friends. And to be honest, I kind of like most of them, except for Shen. Or, yeah, Sten. Sten is yeah, he's unimpressive. I've never fought a single battle with Sten. Let's get over to the recap.
Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
This is where you say thanks, Duncan.
Thank you, Duncan. I'm so sorry. I was so used to Joker that I was that it threw me off that we weren't talking about Mass Effect anymore. So let's talk about what all of us definitely equally did in this week's recap. The Warden and friends are accompanying Levi Dryden to Soldier's Peak. He is a merchant from a family of merchants. He claims that they used to be nobility, but that his ancestor, Sophia Dryden, lost their lands and titles unjustly. After losing her title, she became a Grey Warden, eventually becoming the leader of the Wardens in Ferelden. He knows where the old Warden Keep is located. Levi Dryden says that Duncan agreed to accompany him to Soldier's Peak and asks that the Warden keep Duncan's former promise. Upon entering the courtyard of Soldier's Peak, we are treated to a cutscene of some Ferelden general telling his soldiers to drop back and that they are going to follow the king's advice to starve the Wardens out of Soldier's Peak. As soon as the cutscene ends, Levi Dryden claims he saw a vision or a dream and looks at everybody else and is like, okay, did everybody else see that? Am I crazy? And everybody else is like, you're not crazy. We all saw it. So we're all probably equally crazy. So now we get to see a lot more cutscenes. Nice job, BioWare. As the Warden makes their way through the courtyard, some Ferelden army skeletons rise up from the ground. Spooky! The Warden kills them. As soon as the Ferelden skellies are dispatched, the Warden is attacked by some Warden skellies. Double spooky! That's so many skellies! It looks like the Warden is in the middle of some sort of never-ending ancient battle. Fun! Once the Warden ends the never-ending ancient battle going on in the courtyard, they can enter the first floor of Soldier's Peak. As soon as they walk past the door, they see another scene from the past. This time it is of 2 Grey Wardens speaking. One is a mage named Avernus, and the other appears to be Sophia Dryden, the very same. Avernus is telling Dryden that the Grey Warden's morale is low, and that his magic is of no use. Which, hard to imagine magic not being used to, increase morale during battle, but perhaps a discussion for another day. Dryden says that she will remind them that they are Grey Wardens. She goes on to give a rousing speech saying she will not bend the knee to a despotic king. Well, that's that. Grey Wardens are good, King Arlen bad. Sure seems like the Warden and friends just need to clear out whatever undead are left lurking, pick up some sweet loot, and they'll be back in time by dinner. I will say, I did get to play this. I did have fun with this. I like the intro to this. How did we all feel about the introduction of this DLC?
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Matt. You start.
No, it's very good. And then you get just the fact that the cutscenes are diegetic, so it's like the characters see them too. So it's like it's just super cool, super interesting. The area is very spooky. Going up there has just a mood, and I love it. It's just so much fun. I enjoyed it tremendously.
Agree 100%. I think the characters seeing the cutscenes as well is really, really fun because then they get to then comment on them, which adds extra layers of kind of intrigue to everything that's going on, which is what this is. It's a ton of fun. And then this is 100% everywhere you go, keep tab pressed because there's so many things to like click on and view, so much codex reading because there's so much fun stuff like signs where they were like, these wardens were here to fight the king, and then the list of the wardens, and they had silly names, and then just like books to read and things to catch up on. It's just really fun. And if you walk up and it's like, boom, you are immediately placed. Like the story is immediately being told. You don't have to go searching for it. You like the cutscene begins and then immediately battle. And then there's the skeletons have the labels, right? So it's Arlen skeletons and Warden skeletons. So you pick up right away that there was a fight here between the Grey Wardens and then the soldiers of Ferelden, which is, I think, super duper cool. I loved it. It was so much fun.
On to the next room, where the crew runs into an arcane horror. Well, looks like demons are also here, and demons are worse than skeleton. Maybe, I suppose, that we will in fact be late for dinner, and maybe this isn't quite as easy as it seemed. Continuing into the library, they run into more demons. Man! This demon has a name. It is an archivist. Intriguing. We just saw an archivist in a vision. Well, only one thing to do when something is weird. We kill it. After killing it, the warden finds a burnt book on the ground and reads it. Another ghostly cutscene. This time it's a conversation between a mage and an archivist. Oopsies, I personally got a little excited. We now see the scene between the archivist and the mage, and we just killed them. Good. The king's men are trying to break through the door. The archivist is yelling that the story of their grand rebellion must be told. The mage is a little less sure. She says the Grey Wardens should have never gotten involved. It is not the place of the Grey Wardens to oppose kings and princes. And then as the archivist is about to answer her, the door is broken down and the scene ends. A rebellion. Levi Dryden seems unsure about this rebellion business. Oh well, best not to think too much about it. It's probably all a big misunderstanding. To the second floor we go to kill more demons. Oh looky, a big spooky mirror and 4 weird pools of liquid on the ground. Gross. Let's move along. Oh goody, another vision. This time it's Sophia Dryden, and they are fighting King Arlen's soldiers. She calls up to Avernus. You remember Avernus? He's the mage that couldn't do anything. Well, it seems like he has an idea now that it involves him speaking some very demony sounding words. Strange, because we've been fighting a bunch of demons today. Probably just a coincidence. Oh look, Avernus just summoned a demon. Guess it's not. Sophia Dryden calls for Avernus to summon more demons? Well, if she says so, he summons more demons. The demons start killing the Grey Wardens. Man, that's not what they were supposed to do. Avernus demands that the demons fight the king's soldiers instead. And they kind of laugh at him and tell him the veil is torn and that they own his soul now. What a crazy and shocking twist of things. There is no way Avernus or Sophia Dryden could have possibly seen this coming. Seeing his demons are out of control, Avernus does the heroic thing and runs away! What a good dude. The vision ends, and a rage demon comes out of the mirror, and 4 skeleton mages come out of the floor. Thanks, Avernus. Once the demon and the skeletons are dead, Levi Dryden pulls the warden aside and is a little concerned about all this demon summoning nonsense. There is a neat little conversation here that the warden can have with Dryden about how the Grey Wardens don't really have any rules against blood magic, or even demon summoning, because all that matters is winning. And truth be told, we haven't really seen the negative effects of blood magic to a pretty extreme degree. We've seen the effects of conspiring with demons, and that being pretty negative, but I don't think we've seen a whole lot of blood magic having extremely negative consequences, other than it's pretty powerful so far.
I mean, it did possess a child, which was...
That wasn't blood magic, though. That was the demon. Yeah.
Well, that's right. The blood magic killed the mother to get to the rift. Got it.
Correct.
You just put your finger on a theme of, basically the next 2 games. Blood magic becomes kind of a big deal, and they talk about it. It becomes not necessarily the focus of the games, but they get very in depth about is blood magic actually bad? Is it not bad? Because while it's looked upon really poorly in Ferelden and other parts of Thedas, blood magic is just magic, and so it actually is a lot of conversation to it. So we did hear a little bit about it in Redcliffe, where the mage there, I'm blanking on his name, not Jory.
Yes, Sir Jory.
Nope, Sir Jory was the knight who ran away.
Yes, he is.
I'm talking about the mage that was tutoring the Arl Eamon's son. I don't remember his name. It starts with a J, though.
Joanne?
Joanne, thank you. Yes, Joanne. He was going to use blood magic, but it requires, the more powerful a blood magic spell, the more blood it needs. So like blood magic is often involved with like human sacrifice and the such. So there is where the evil blood magic comes from, because you're not using lyrium as a power source, you're using blood. And sometimes you can just use your own blood for smaller spells, but for the big ones, you start needing to kill people. And so that's kind of, we touched on it a little bit in the game, but it hasn't been like put out there. And it put out there a lot more in 2, and then a lot in Inquisition. So there you go.
Exciting.
Blood magic.
I like this, but I think to me the most exciting aspect comes in this next little section.
Yes.
So any other thoughts before we move on?
No.
I really loved like the nuance in this conversation that you could have with Levi Dryden here. Like if you wanted to be like, Hat, this is a rule of the Chantry, but this is not my rule or the rules of the Warden. So what he was doing was not necessarily frowned upon. Was it stupid? Yeah, obviously. But was it like evil? That's gray, right? It's hard to say whether it was evil or not. And so it kind of depends on the situation that like this sort of like this magic was being used. And I think that was kind of a cool little like bit of nuance that I really like this world to have. Like there isn't always good and bad. There is a lot of like shades of, and I appreciate that. So
I do too. Dryden and the Warden head out and fight a few more demons, a few more skeletons, pick up some loot, and then head upstairs to find another room. From behind a desk, they hear a familiar voice. It's Sophia Dryden. Pretty sure she was supposed to die hundreds of years ago. She turns around and Sophia Dryden is totally possessed by a demon. The demon wants to have a chat with the Warden. The Warden can just attack and kill her, but why not hear her out? Nothing bad has ever happened when negotiating with demons. And it turns out nothing bad happens. In fact, the demon possessing Sophia is like, so Sophia Dryden is super dead, and I'm just hanging out in her shell. I mostly don't want to do super bad things. I just don't want to be stuck in this stupid fortress anymore. But there's something here that keeps me from leaving. Demon Sophia just needs the Warden to destroy the demon-containing MacGuffin. Demon Sophia claims the Veil is getting weaker at Soldier's Peak, and if she isn't there to keep it in check, it'd become a big old problem. With a whole lot of demons pouring out into the world, we have been fighting a lot of demons today, so that math checks out. Time to head to the Mage's Tower to destroy the McMuffin. And I love this conversation. I love the choices. Dano, tell us about where this can go.
There are multiple ways this conversation can go. So number one is just accept her deal. But she needs to give answers to all of Levi's questions about his great-great-great-grandma. Because she says that she has all of Sophia Dryden's memories. She's just not Sophia Dryden. So, like, Levi can ask whatever he wants. He'll get an answer, and it'll be honest and truthful. Presumably, which, no reason not to trust the demon. Number two, and this is my personal favorite, you can accept her deal, but tell her she's to sweeten it a little bit. And if you ask her that, she'll just give you 8 gold, which, hey.
That's actually, 8 gold is crazy.
8 gold's a lot. 8 gold's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's not. Number 3 is accept her deal, but persuade her into fixing the veil first. She'll fix the veil before the Warden goes into the tower.
This is what I chose.
Nice.
Really?
Number 4 is just accept the deal, no questions asked. Okay. And number 5 is reject the deal and kill her. It's also an option.
That's what I did.
That's what you did?
Number 5.
Yes.
I did number 2.
Did you? Okay, now the real question, did you get her armor?
Yeah, because later on there's another choice where you can get her armor, yeah. So
yeah, let's go on. Let's go on and talk about this.
Yeah. Okay. So I did number 2 because I wanted some gold.
All right.
To get to the Mage's Tower, the Warden has to walk out on the castle walls, and oh look, more skeletons. No big deal except for the traps. There are so many traps, and they are so annoying. Into the Mage's Tower they go, and they are ambushed by a metric ton of Warden skeletons. Clear them out, and they find a book and a cup of blood. The book is full of Avernus's research. And yeah, dude was doing a whole lot of blood magic and a whole lot of research using the surviving Grey Wardens as test subjects to see if he could turn the darkspawn taint that all Grey Wardens have into a weapon. It only took him 3 months and the lives of all the remaining Grey Wardens, but he managed to do it, which means that the blood is the results of his experimentation. Oh look, a potion that is a result of his experimentation. Well, down the hatch. Yum! Now the Warden has gained 2 new blood abilities. Super sweet, and I can't imagine anybody not randomly drinking a vial of blood.
You didn't drink the blood?
I did not drink the blood.
You gotta drink the blood. When
Can I
there's
go
blood
back
to be
and-
DPS
drank.
warrior, it's so good.
Should I go back and drink the blood?
100%
Can I still-
you should. Yes,
Okay.
it's really,
All right,
really
I'll go-
good for DPS warrior.
All right. Okay. The dog and I will go back and we'll drink the blood because like the dog will love me no matter what I do, right? So
No one cares.
No
if
one
you drink
cares.
the blood.
No one
Everyone
cares.
will
Oh,
just
really?
be like,
They all
"Ooh,
just sit there and
gross,
like, yeah,
blood."
cool, do your thing, guy.
Yeah.
so there's things that like actually improve like my warrior build that I'm doing with the okay. Good to
Yes, with more blood. With blood. Drink it. That's what the wardens do.
Yeah, so this kind of like goes into what we just talked about with blood magic. So what he was doing with blood magic was sacrificing the Grey Wardens in order to make his blood magic stronger. And so that's basically what he was doing here, with also like experimenting on them as well to make it like doubly bad. Super nice guy.
I mean, you know, there's also like, you know, a random vial of random liquid in front of like this
Matt,
in this castle. Like, you know, you
none
gonna
of-
drink that?
I mean, none of us are saying that if I, Dan, were to go and find like a cup of blood
Yeah.
somewhere in a mysterious spooky castle, that I would drink it. Now, my character, the Grey Warden, who lives in the dark fantasy universe where they already have drank a cup of blood to gain
True.
their Grey Warden powers, 100% is like, yep, okay, time to drink some more blood. Been here, done that, rode that ride already.
I don't know if you have ever heard our podcast, but every single episode we do a tea with Finley.
Oh, I
And
should
whenever
drink
we
the
do
tea.
tea with
Yeah.
Friendly, I always reiterate my character's ethos of slurp, slurp, slurp. And I think that is always important thing to do when playing Dragon Age.
I mean, maybe maybe it's the Bioware thing because, like, you know, I decided to go with Morinth's daughter, and then I googled what happened when you let her romance you. I get that trick where you just die, so I'm just afraid of everything now.
Oh, from Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass
Yeah.
Effect 2, yeah.
But that wasn't about drinking blood, Matt.
I mean,
Name a time in a BioWare game where drinking blood was bad. You can't, and I won't let you because I'm going to keep on talking. Okay, now it's time to go to Avernus' tower and destroy whatever weird MacGuffin he has in there that is keeping the demons contained. Surprise, Avernus is the McMuffin. He's still alive because of his insane blood magic experimentation. He looks bad. He has lost all of his hair, his eyes are sunken in, and his ears are huge. Apparently, the writers of BioWare buy into the myth that your ears and nose keep growing throughout your life. This isn't actually true. It just sort of looks like that because gravity is the thing. And so you get a little bit saggy. And Dano, you've written a weird tangent here. Would you like to tell us about the weird tangent?
Well, I think that weird tangent that you just told us is kind of a weird tangent. Like, I don't know that,
that's fair.
Yeah, I think that, I didn't know until you just told me at this very moment.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, so I definitely didn't write that for you to read that, and then for me to say that was weird for you to say that, Storm Rage. That is not what happened here.
Did that perfectly.
So now we get to the fun bit that Matt was trying to spoil earlier, but Storm Rage stopped him. How we deal with Avernus and Sophia. So there are a bunch of ways this conversation with Avernus can go. So did you tell Sophia that you would kill Avernus and persuade her to fix the veil? If you did, Avernus will say that he detected the repairs. At this point, you can persuade him that he is no better than the demons and convince him to let you decide his fate. If you do that, you could let him stay in the tower and keep doing his research. You can tell him that he must do it without all that human experimentation, or you can let him keep doing the human experimentation. 100% up to you. You can also kick him out of the tower forever, or you can attack and kill him. He does fight back, though. Kind of a jerk move, if you ask me. Did you tell Sophia that you would kill Avernus, but didn't convince her to fix the veil? No biggie. He'll just ask for your assistance in killing the big bad demon downstairs that he hasn't been able to kill on his own. It's actually not just one big bad demon, but multiple waves of demons with a big bad demon at the end. But no biggie. Once that demon is killed, the veil will be fixed. After that, you can do any of the things above that we just talked about. Okay, but what if you want to support Sophia? Well, good for you. You'll still need to do the same fight, but instead of killing But instead of killing Sophia, you'll need to kill Avernus. And then either decide to kill Demon Sophia or let Demon Sophia go. You can't convince Demon Sophia to do human research because she is not a scientist. It's just not how that works. So those are your options.
Also, fun fact, Morgan here, again, I talked about this earlier, very confusing. If you abide by your deal and kill the mage, and then you go to the mage and you're like, hey, I'm going to kill you, and Morgan specifically says, don't, you'll get 4 points if you listen to her. But only if she says don't. If you say anything else, or if you don't get that prompt, she will not give you any points, and she'll actually lose points if you kill it. So you have to, like, wait for that prompt, and then it's insane. Once that is over, and you've decided all of the things...
I want to talk about what everyone did.
We're almost to the end of it. Why not just get to the end, and then we can talk about the whole thing?
Fine. Okay. That's fair.
Once the fortress is over, you can go around and pick up some loot. Hopefully you killed Sophia because she has the Warden Commander Armor Heavy set. That is a pretty good armor. Now what do you do with the fortress? Well, Levi Dryden has an idea. Why not invite his whole merchant family there, and they can use it as a base of operations? Sure, he is bummed that his great-great-grandmother threw a hissy fit when she wasn't selected to be queen, and this temper tantrum was so big it turned into a revolt against King Arlen. She lost the fight, lost her land and titles, and would have lost her life if she hadn't joined the Grey Wardens. And once she becomes a Grey Warden, she rose up the ranks to a general, and then led another revolt against the king, this time with the help of the Grey Wardens. And when that revolt failed, she became a demon, and King Arlen banished the Grey Wardens from Ferelden. But, like, hey, he loves his grandma. And why not turn that side of destruction and darkspawn and evil into a merchant's hub? Who doesn't love good old capitalism? Now, hey, what did everybody choose here, and how do they feel about this DLC?
Matt, you start.
So, other than not drinking the blood, I went upstairs. I said, hey, Avernus, there's this rift thing down here you need to fix. Could you do that? You know, he's like, sure, I'll go fix that. And I killed all the demons that popped through. And then he said, all right, cool. I get to do my research right now, right? I'm like, no, you're dead too. I just murdered him on the spot. and then Levi's like, hey, once I get all this blood cleaned up, that'll be great merchant hub. It's great. So everybody wins in the end. You know, except for that fact I'm going back there now to drink some blood. So
nice.
That's what I did.
I promised Demon Sophia, that I would help her, and then when I realized Morgan would give me 4 solid points, I did anything to get those points, and I have no regrets. I have some blood magic. The place is a thriving hub of merchants and questionable research, and no demons left. I think I did great. Dano, what about you?
So you left Avernus alive to do research?
That's what Morgan wanted, so yes.
Is he doing research like without human sacrifice or with human sacrifice?
Yes.
Without?
Without.
Okay. I also lied to Sophia because it literally says lie, persuade. I was like, I could do that. So I lied, persuaded that I was going to help her out and that she needs to give me 8 gold coins in order for me to help her. And so I did that. And then I went up the stairs and Avernus was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh, this like Sophia lady. He's like, yeah, you know about her? I was like, yeah. So then Avernus went down, took care of the demons. Because I lied to her, she came up and attacked us first, so I killed her first. And then we wouldn't kill the demons. And then he was like, hey, what do you want me to do? And I was like, hey, stop. Please keep doing your research. That's fine, whatever. But it's like, don't use human beings anymore, please. And he's like, all right. And then now it's also a merchant hub. And there is, in case you didn't notice, that chest there is a place where you can put all of the stuff you want to keep, but don't want to keep in your bags. So like, yeah. So it's it doesn't go with you, so you have to keep on returning there, which is a bit of a hassle. Like, why can't I take the chest with me? But whatever. It is still super helpful because like half of the weapons, I'm like, am I going to need this at some point? I don't think I will, but so I have like this horde of like weapons there. so yeah, but yeah. So that's what I did. Matt, what'd you think of the DLC?
I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It really kind of set like the tone. It really set its tone early, and I really liked the like the resolution of like, okay, now we got this trading hub that, we can, just have this area we can go back to and drop stuff off and just have a good time. I don't know. It's good. Actually the first time I've gone back to it now. It's nice. So.
Great. How about you, Stormrage?
I really liked it. I thought the storytelling was interesting. I thought that like the conclusion was satisfying. Big fan.
I agree. I love this DLC, actually. So I first played this game when I got out of the Navy on the Xbox 360, and then didn't touch it again until like the pandemic, like 2020, when like we were all just sitting around, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go play all the Dragon Age games in order because I got nothing else to do, and so played all the Dragon Age games. And the only thing I remembered from Origins, my first playthrough, was this DLC because I found it so memorable. So I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite parts of this game, to be honest. I think it's really fun, really interesting. It kind of, you think you're getting one thing with like, oh, the Grey Wardens are the good guys. And then quite quickly, it's like, oh, wait a minute. They aren't so great. But the king also seems also not so great. So I guess everyone's bad. And so just choose your side, I guess. And I kind of love that. And that's Thetis in a nutshell. It's fantastic. And I love like the commitment to the bit, it's great.
It's very solid. Shall we continue on?
Yes.
To the city of Denirim, the capital of Ferelden, home of the side quests. The warden isn't here for side quests, though. He is here to find Brother Ferdinand Genitivi, which rhymes with Fettuccini, an expert of the Urn of Sacred Ashes. The warden hopes that Brother Genitivi can lead the team to its location. This is a business trip. We're going to find Brother Genitivi, discover the location of the Urn of Sacred Ashes, and use those ashes to heal Arl Amon and gain his support against the Blight. The warden enters into the market district. Here we find the local chantry, where the warden picks up 3 or 4 side quests off of the chantry board, a mage's collective agent, who has another 2 or 3 side quests for the warden, Sergeant Kylon of the Denirim City Guard, who has a couple of side quests to clean up the back alleys, a bunch of shops, one that might even get somebody stuck in for eternity, an elven alienage that we currently can't enter because of the rebellion that occurred during the city elf origin story, a dwarven merchant who was exiled from Orzramar after the dwarf noble origin story. He also doesn't have any side quests, but if you're a dwarf noble, he is the best merchant to sell stuff to because he has the best prices. Wade's Emporium, a fancy weapon and armor shop, Wonders of Thedas. The wonder is you can never leave. You can check out anytime you want. Oh well, a magic shop, and of course a tavern, the Nod Noble Tavern to be specific, where the warden will pick up even more side quests. Now, where to start? How about that random house near the entrance of the town? If the warden brought Alistair along, because of course she brought Alistair along, right? Good, because his sister lives here. Time for a soul-stirring, heartfelt, uplifting reunion between brother and sister. Alistair just learned of the existence of his sister because she says she remembers him. They actually told her that he had died. Oh, no. She must be so happy to see Alistair. Or not. Oh, no, she blames Alistair for her mother dying. Why? Don't worry about it. She also blames him for the nobles not giving her much money when they kicked her out of the castle after her mother's death. And she wants Alistair to give her 10 gold to pay for her 5 kids. Cool. Very nice. After asking for money, she makes it very clear that it is time for Alistair and the warden to leave. Nice meeting you, I guess? After Alistair and the warden leave her home, Alistair laments that this is the family he spent his life looking for, and he is upset that she didn't accept him or want him to get to know him. The warden and Alistair have a conversation about family and friends, and depending on how you answer Alistair's questions, Alistair's approval rating of the warden can go up or down a few points, and that is the end of Alistair's companion quests.
Did either of you get to this yet?
No.
Surprise, surprise, no.
It's actually you kind of really feel bad for the guy, because Alistair is like, dude is like, he tries to be funny, but he's mostly just kind of an awkward person who is really uncomfortable in his skin, isn't really interested in being doesn't want to be king, doesn't want to be a noble, just kind of wants to like live his life. And all he wanted to do was find his family. He walks in and she's like, "Are you here for your laundry?" And then gets a little bit racist if you have like a dwarf or an elf in your party.
Well, seeing that I'm a dwarf, it should be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and then she's like, he's like, Goldana, I'm your brother, Alistair. And she's like, oh, so you're alive. I told them that you were the king's son, and they didn't believe me, and they gave me a couple gold pieces and kicked me out of the castle. and it's all your fault that mom died, and I've been sad, and I've had a terrible life, and this is also your fault. And then she's like, give me 10 gold. And then if you don't, and if you do, I tried both ways, by the way, you just leave. And Alistair's like, I've waited my whole life to meet my family, and that's it. And then you don't get to talk to her ever again. That is the end of that story. It's kind of a downer. You get to kind of like pick him up by his bootstraps a little bit if you want. Be like, hey, you know, we have friends. You know, friends are your family, and you can kind of go there if you want to. But yeah, it's you kind of feel bad for the guy because he has like zero idea of how to handle the situation, and like looks to the warden multiple times, be like, help me out here. It was very Mass Effect 1 side quest story quest, by the way. All of them are, where it's like, hey, do a thing. Okay, you've done it. You've done the companion quest.
Yay, we're done. You didn't want to do anything else, right? Good, because you can't.
At least it's a little bit of story to them. I've done multiples now. I've done Leliana's, I've done Alistair's, I've done Morrigan's. So we'll talk about those next week. But
do those unlock when you like give them certain items? Is that what happens?
They unlock as you hit certain levels of approval and certain points in the game. So like, I haven't got wins yet, or I'm not sure if she has one or not.
No, on the way to the keep, Wynn just collapsed. So I'm assuming I'm going to get hers very soon.
Yeah, so you get more story about that. So we'll talk about that in lore next week, about like Wynn's story a little bit more. But I'm not sure if there's a quest involved with that one or not. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Oh my god, we still have so much left this week.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're about halfway through the recap right now, friends.
Oh, is this me? This is me, right?
Yes, I believe it is you. It is blue.
Okay, so that was quite the distraction. Sorry, I was so distracted I didn't even notice that the text was blue. Okay, so why did we come to Denirim? Oh yeah, we came to Denirim for side quests. So here's what we have on the docket. For the Chantry, we need to complete the Back Alley Justice, Missing in Action, Fazal's Request, Logain's Push, Desperate Haven, and Skin Deep. For the Mages Collective, we need to complete the quests that are called Blood of Warning, A Gift of Silence, Have You Seen Me? ? And the Scrolls of Bannister. For the City Guard, we must complete the Back Alley Justice, Pearls Before Swine, and the Crimson Oars quests. In the Nod Noble Tavern, we have the Correspondence Interruptions, Solving Problems, and Negotiation Aid side quests. Then the Blacksmith Regulars would like us to complete the Notice of Deaths and Restocking the Guild side quests. Master of Nacio, on behalf of the Antivan Crows, would like you to commit some assassinations, but only if you've met Zevran. And last, but certainly not least, is Slim Coldry. He would like us to create a crime wave. No, literally, the quest line is called Crime Wave. These are a series of quests to get back at the nobles of Denirim for being kinda crap. Slim Cauldron only appears to the warden if your warden has the steal or stealth ability. You have to have one of those teams.
Kick rocks.
Yeah,
I told him to go kick rocks.
You told him to kick rocks?
I did, because I didn't feel like doing criminal side quests at the time.
I'm a dwarf noble, and I did them. I'm completionist.
That's the correct call. I am very excited to do these.
So the answer is, if the game asks you to do something, you say yes. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
And with these, you'll be like, oh, certainly Wynn and Alistair and Leliana would have like problems doing this. Same with like the Antivan Crow side quests. Nope, they have no problem with it whatsoever. It is a quest, and therefore it is okay.
Yeah.
Wild.
Okay, so that's 27 side quests that we totally came to Denirim to complete. We did not come to Denirim for any other reason. Now, where do we start? Well, that's easy. This is Dragon Age Origins. You'll complete them accidentally or automatically. Let's start with the City Guard quests, because those quests have us gallivanting around the rest of Denirim. Quick note, Denirim actually has its own city map, similar to the world map. Once inside Denirim, you can choose a location to travel to on the city map, the same way that you would within the world map. It's a bit neat of world building, a neat bit of world building via game mechanic, and it shows how large Denirim is without having to have NPCs talk about how big the city is. Back to the side questing, because on top of the 27 side quests we've received, we have a handful of other quests we need to take care of, like the very complicated quest, Friends of Red Jenny. We received this quest in the Circle Tower when we picked up a small painted box off of the first enchanter's desk. After that, we were ambushed. You probably don't remember this ambush, because it's like every other random encounter on the world map. But after you thwart the ambush, you loot a body, and there's a note about the Friends of Red Jenny, which updates your codex. You are reading every update of the codex, right? Good. Have I read a single codex? No. Oh well. Well, this update mentions Denirim, which is where we are now. Now that we are in Denirim, we can hold down the tab key, which will display a door named Mysterious Door. Admittedly, the only thing in Denirim I was able to do before getting trapped was go visit the Mysterious Door because I was so fascinated by it. And if you knock on the door, we are given the option to give them a box and or say hello. And if you say anything, they will immediately end the conversation. But if you give them the box, quest is over and you get three gold. Good job.
It's my favorite part. It's such a ridiculous quest. The Red Jenny, by the way, also something to see more in future games. So all the quests are basically that. So what you do is you pick one at random, hold down tab, and then click on everything and loot everything we kill. If we do that, we'll complete most of the quests. Most of the quests themselves are forgettable, even if the stories they tell are kind of interesting. One of these quests, though, is the exact opposite. The actual story is sort of unremarkable, but the quest itself is unforgettable. That quest is The Last Request. You pick up the last request off a random body in one of the back alleys that you're traveling through. This one leads you to a building called Deserted Building. Once inside, you will find a hidden door behind a bookcase. I sure hope you brought a rogue because this place is one giant trap. It's trap after trap after trap after trap. There are tripwire traps, there are leg hold traps, there are pressure plate traps that trigger statues to spout fire. There is oil all over the ground and mages to light that oil on fire. There are choke points everywhere. This place is full of mages and full of archers, and they are both behind barricades and cover, and they are either lighting things on fire, or they are freezing you in place, or they are using their arrows to knock you down. It is bananas. Honestly, this quest is Denirim for me. It is ridiculously difficult and very frustrating, so much so that it makes it truly unforgettable in the best sort of way. The quest ends when you kill the blood mage at the end. Think the guy you found the note on was a Templar or something, and the story isn't what makes this fun. It's just 100% a quest set up to grief the player, and is a complicated puzzle to get through. I love this one.
No, thank you.
It is bananas.
No, thank you.
Matt messaged me about this. He goes, I'm in a warehouse and it's impossible. I left.
Yeah. I got about 3/4 of the way through and I got to the point where the archers are behind cover and there's grease on the floor and I'm like, no. I died 3 times trying to get through there and I got through there enough for once to see there was a ton of mages and other crap behind there. And I'm like, that ain't happening. I'm out.
There's one room that you get to where there are 3 entrances to the room, and there are 2 regular mages, then a boss mage, and then multiple archers, and you can go in through any of the 3 doors, and then they just it is ridiculously hard. It is so much fun.
I mean, it's there's no story, but it's straight up it's a straight up combat gameplay. That's all it is. It's straight up combat gameplay in this game. Which, if you're liking it, great. If not, then you can skip it.
Yeah, you don't miss. I think there's some loot that's kind of sweet here, but if you miss it, you miss it. No big deal.
I mean, if you go through 3/4 of it, I think you get most of the good loot anyway. So.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't remember where. I don't remember what the final boss is and what he drops and what stuff in there. But this one, it's another thing that I just lives in my head. This quest is again a big part of my Dragon Origins sense memories. This one is so much fun for me because you all of a sudden you go to the city map and then just the building appears and you're like, what's that about? Because you pick the note up and it put it in your codex.
That's exactly. It's hey, there's a new building here. Let's go there and find out. And then
I cannot imagine a worse quest for me. A side quest that is just as frustrating as possible with no story implications.
Yeah, I would say for you, if I were to go to Denirim and I'm Storm Rage trying to get through the game quickly, I just go to Brother Genitivi and then move on.
Genitivi.
Yeah. I ran into one where there was this one noble-ish guy that challenged me to a duel, and I'm like, yeah, right, you're stupid. And then he just showed up later in the back alley, and I murdered him and his crew, and it was great. And he gave me a
Nice.
really, really good axe that is on fire constantly.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, and since I'm dual wielding an axe and like a dagger, it's like blah blah blah. It's great. I love it.
Delightful. Congratulations, you finished most of the quests. You can't finish all of them because some of them require you to go to places we haven't been yet, but most of them are done. Denirim complete, nothing forgotten. Oh wait, we were here to do something. Yeah, let's go talk to Brother Genetivi and about the Urn of Sacred Ashes or whatever it is that we're supposed to do to save the world. Oh well, let's go talk to him now. Inside Brother Genetivi's house, we meet his brother Waylon. Waylon is acting super sketchy. And if you have a high enough cunning skill, you can get Waylon to tell you that Genetivi went to Lake Calenhad. If you are a nosy busybody and you approach the back room and then fight Waylon when he asks you not to go back there, you will find the dead body of the real Waylon next to the journal of Brother Genetivi. The journal says he went on to the village of Haven. Hooray for violence! It always solves all problems in Dragon Age Origins. Let's go to Haven. The warden gets to Haven, and boy howdy are the people there unfriendly. There is a guard at the entrance to town, and they don't want to let the warden and company into the village. A little chatting and a small white lie that they just want to do a little shopping, and they'll let the warden head to the shop. The shopkeeper there is pretty grumpy, but the warden can sell off some of the gear, and then head to the back alley. The shopkeeper tells the warden not to go back there. Well, they're not our mom. We go back there anyway, and are immediately attacked by the shopkeeper. Once the very unhelpful shopkeeper is dead, the warden heads to the back of the sword, and looky there, one of Arl Iman's knights dead. As soon as the warden exits the shops, they are ambushed by some cultists. We know they are cultists because they have cultists as part of their name. Time for some negotiating, and by negotiating, we mean killing everything in sight. The warden negotiates their way through town until they hear the sound of the chant being sung. Oh good, a chantry. Surely the warden will be safe in there, and we do not have to do any more negotiating. This chantry is actually led by a man, which isn't how they do things in Ferelden, so something seems fishy here. Father Eric talks to the warden briefly, saying all he wants is to be left alone, and then he and the congregation attack. After finishing up negotiations with Eric, they find a cultist medallion on him, which they will need to enter the ruined temple. Continued searching will lead the warden crew to a hidden room where the cultists are keeping Brother Genetivi a prisoner. Genetivi will explain how he discovered the location of Haven through research of old documents and a little bit of luck. He told people where he was going, which is how the knights knew where to go, but as soon as he got there to ask about the Urn of Sacred Ashes, they captured him. He explains that the people of Haven call themselves disciples of Andraste, and they speak of her as if she is actively alive. Throughout the conversation, the warden learns that they are asking personal questions of Genetivi, and they manage to put two and two together to figure out that the cultists wanted to plant a fake Genetivi in Denirim to throw off anybody that's trying to follow his trail. Genetivi will ask to accompany the warden, and then they are off to the ruined temple, where they will start next week. Can I ask, Dano, we've talked a lot about like Andraste and the Maker. What is the Maker and who is Andraste?
So Andraste is the Maker's prophet. The Maker is like the god of the Chantry, and the Chantry is the religion of humans, of humanity.
Like the Chantry, I very much like equate to like the Catholic Church.
Okay,
it is, yeah. So like some of them will only speak in the chant, which is like reciting like the holy text of Andraste.
Yeah.
So like when you go to like the Chantry board and you finish those quests, and they say like something that's thank you, but saying in a kind of a weird poetic way, they're speaking in chant. They only speak in chant.
So is Andraste in this kind of 1-to-1? Is that like their Jesus figure?
More like a Joan of Arc figure. So Andraste actually like during the event to Winter Imperium actually like put together a massive army of like Ferelden tribes, the Dalish elves. We'll get this when we get to the Dales. Next week there's a big download of like information about it. Yeah, so essentially she was like a leader actually who was then betrayed by more of a Joan of Arc figure than a Jesus figure. So she was betrayed by her followers to Winter Imperium and then burned at the stake, which is why we're looking for the Urn of Sacred Ashes, which are her ashes. So
got it.
And this upcoming section for next week is probably one of my favorite parts of the game. So
super duper. It's super duper.
Yeah.
And I think that any other thoughts? I don't really have a whole lot to contribute conversation-wise because this seems like a cool quest. I'm excited to play it.
Haven is very creepy. Like you just like have like an argument with the guard as soon as you like load in. Like he's just like, "What are you doing here? Get the F out!" Like tell nobody of this place. No, there's some place very off. Like you go into like the first door on your left, and there's like a bloody altar in there, and you're just like, "What's going on?" And then like there's children chanting in the street. It's great.
Yeah, it is one of those things where it's like if they had just kind of acted cool, like, but like, oh, I guess this is just like a small little village, moving on.
Yeah, small. Yeah.
But instead, they act super sketch, like, and then attack you.
If you go in the back room, they will attack you. I ended up like just F5ing out. Like I F5 went back in, got attacked, and then reloaded the save.
There
went up the hill.
Yeah, there are 3 different ways to get them to attack you. So the first one is to go into the back room of the shop after you're asked not to go back there, and you'll see the dead knight. That's the first way to get them to attack you. The second way is to go into one of the houses, and you will see them like doing like a human sacrifice. Mm-hmm. And then the third way is to go into the chantry. So once you go into the chantry, then they will attack you at that point as well. So those are the 3 different ways to get them to attack you. It's super fun. I love it. It's really spooky and kind of great and kind of just like off. It's all just feels off. It's really fun. Oh, and if you have a high enough like persuasion skill, the little boy you talk to will show you a finger bone that he keeps on his pocket. Yeah. Should we go to the Naga sandwich?
Yes.
Taste my grilled cheese.
Munch, munch, munch.
What's our first good man-at-arms?
One, it's really easy to do side quests. Like all of a sudden you're just in the middle of side quests. Like I was in the streets just enjoying Denirim. I'm just enjoying combat because I'm enjoying combat tremendously in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like it's like all of a sudden all these side quests are done. I get to go turn them in. I'm like, okay, oh, there's more of them. Okay, cool. But also like if you actually pay attention to the journal, like it's real easy just to like mainline and forget everything else going on, and it's great. This journal and codex is a lot better than Mass Effect 3's.
It is. It's actually pretty slick. It does.
Yeah.
And the nice part is like whenever it says codex entry updated, then it goes to the bottom left and you can click on it and it will take you immediately to that entry. That is such a wonderful quality of life feature. Yeah. Like it's just like, oh, this is really nice and simple. I click on that and I read it quick and see if anything is necessary in there. Yeah.
I will never know.
Don't you read everything in Mass Effect though? Like
yes, I do.
I thought for sure you'd be like a codex junkie. That's so funny.
No.
I mean, he hasn't had opportunity. He would just crash.
It's true.
Storm Rage, what's your not so good?
I just want to play this game, guys. I spent probably like, I would say minimum like 8 hours trying to find solutions to bug fixes and crashes this last week. And let me tell you, it's not fun. It's not an exciting time to be like, when will my game crash? Why will it crash this time? Will I ever get out of this store? Probably not. Having to replay it all from the very beginning, kind of a bummer. Having to go without any of the mods that I had, kind of a bummer. So it was a real tough and frustrating week for me of like, I sat down Sunday, it crashed, I had to stop. Sat down Monday, it wouldn't stop crashing, I had to stop. I sat down Tuesday, it wouldn't stop crashing. And so it was just a tough week for me to play through Dragon Age. But Dano?
Yeah, and what I find so fascinating is that like the clean reinstall didn't fix anything.
Yeah.
That's what I found super interesting and frustrating, to be honest. I was so frustrated for you as well. It's just the worst. I hope you can start playing the game now. I really do.
So far, much less crashes so far.
Good.
Dano, best good. What is it?
I love Denirim. I think it's so much fun. I don't really care that the side quests are mostly things you finish by accident. I think they work really well together. They tell a really interesting story of a capital that is both chaotic and under control. a place where you can kind of gain your fortune and lose it. The taverns and back alleys are super fun. The NPCs add a ton of flavor. The random Templar side quest that turns into some angry dev's revenge against the players is just pure joy. Like, Denirim is an absolute treat. I think it's so much fun. We get to come back here a couple more times, and they did a really, really, really good job with Denirim. I felt like the like world itself, the world map itself, is a little underwhelming. Well, I think Denirim is really, really really fleshed out and really interesting and fun.
He asks each traveler 3 questions. 3 questions.
3, that's a magic number.
I will ask myself 3 questions.
Hey, Matt, what are you liking so far?
All right, so when you load in your game, and I don't have to do this as often as Storm Rage.
Oh, the shade!
I'm sorry, I had to. It tells you, hey, this is the story of the game so far. This has happened in the last few, the last time you loaded in. It's honestly very helpful. Like, oh, that's right, I was doing this. I forgot because it's been like a week since I played because I went on a trip. But now I'm back, and okay, I'm back into the swing of things, and it's very helpful. Thank you, game. More games should do this. Storm Rage, what are you liking so far?
I am cruising through the game my second time through. And admittedly, like, a huge portion of this is the fact that I'm on easy, right? Like, I'm not, this is not I'm good at the game all of a sudden, but I do understand, like, which spells I think are really powerful, which ones I can kind of ignore, and also that it also pretty typical D&D fashion. Most classes don't really benefit from spreading out stats in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my mage, I have everything in magic and willpower and a little bit in cunning to get my coercion up. And that's it. That's all that I have. And I am so much better for it. And so it's kind of, I'm seeing a lot more of like how the game is framed and playing within what it wants me to do rather than wanting to create my own thing within the game. And I think that's benefiting me. Dano, what are you liking so far?
The game does a really good job of giving you choice. And I kind of love that for it. You have things to do, and you don't have to do them in any specific order. You get the side quests, you can complete them or not. You can forget they exist or not. And like the actual mainline stories, you can also complete them in any order you want. You can leave an area and come back to it. There may be consequences for leaving an area. There might not be consequences, but that's like your decision to make, and the game doesn't force you to stay there. And I think that's really, really cool and really, really fun. Like, it is an open world game. Now, there's structure to the open world. You have things you have to complete to progress the game, obviously, but it is completely open world. You can just leave at any time and come back at any time. It's fantastic. I think it's super interesting. Matt, how are you struggling with?
I really wish the rest of the companions were interesting. They're not. I just don't like them in general. Like Dog is the goat. Like Dog is like perfect because like he doesn't talk and he doesn't judge. He has an amazing stun, by the way, and he can also pull in enemy. He can also like do like the MMO thing where you like pull in enemies to a group. He does that very well. I love that. I got sick of Morgan real quick. I just don't like her at all. I'm not a fan. Sen is just really obnoxious and just a grumpy person, which probably if he and I met in real life, we'd probably get along. Alistair's fine. He's very whiny and sarcastic in a not very endearing way for me. I don't know. It's just me. Wynn, I love Wynn. Wynn is phenomenal. I like Wynn's my goat. Everyone else is like whatever. I use Leliana now because I need a rogue to disarm traps because there's so many traps. There's so many traps. Oh my god. And then yeah, like I haven't done with the assassin guy very much, but like yeah, I'm not enjoying the rest of the companions that much. That's just me though. I don't know. Hopefully it gets better.
Stormrage,
what are you struggling with?
One day I'll get back to the rest of the pod. That'll be it. I think I've hit this note enough times, but that is still that's such a significant factor of how I've been playing the game that it's hard not to mention a couple times. But yeah, that's it. Dano, what are you struggling with?
Gear is very Mass Effect 1 adjacent. Like, a lot of it is just like vendor fodder. Like, you're just picking it up to sell it. It's junk. Like, you don't even have to look at it. It's not worth looking at. It's just stuff to fill your bags, and then your bags fill up, and then you got to sell it. And you've no reason to think about it too much. There is some really, really good gear in the game, but like, oddly enough, it seems mostly like plate armor has interesting variations. Like, I have 4 different versions of really cool, fun plate armor. I don't believe I have anything good for my mages. I think I'm still using basically the starter stuff for my mage. And then the rogue gear I had that's interesting came from the Leliana song DLC. There are actually 2 pieces of interesting rogue gear. One you can buy off of a vendor for 84 gold, and the other you get from the Leliana song DLC. And they're basically equal. It's really, and like, you never wear medium gear. You're either wearing plate or you're wearing light. Medium is worthless. No one wears medium. Like, your rogues wear light, your mages wear either light or they wear cloth, and then your warriors wear either heavy plate or like the massive plate if it's a tank. It's really very Mass Effect 1, where it's like, hey, we're giving you junk. Here you go. Here's some junk.
There's so much junk.
And then, by the way, here's a bunch. You have to spend 40 gold to different vendors throughout the game in order to make your bag slots big enough, because you have to hang on to all these gifts to give at the right time. And also, you have all this, like, do you want to maybe someday get into crafting? Hang on to all the junk we give you. It's a bit much. It's not.
I hate the gifts. I really do not like the gifts at all. They're just, I don't like them at all.
I like the gifts. I think they kind of reward, like, they can, if you are paying attention, they do reward like paying attention. And if you're not paying attention, you just have to like Google it, which that part is kind of a bummer. But I don't mind the gifts. I think they're a fun way to kind of like help you like raise approval ratings of people who don't play with very often. And so I don't dislike them, though I would rather just get to talk to them and get to know them that way. I do like that better, just like conversations, that kind of stuff, but I don't dislike them. Matt, what has surprised you about the game?
All right, so there's one moment this was back in anyway, it was when I had Win and Dog in my party. Where we were crossing a bridge, because all the dialogue choices seem to happen at bridges. I've noticed.
They kind of
like
do.
Just a random doll. Like, you cross a bridge and there's like a random dialogue. Anyway, there's this one where like between Win and the dog, where she's like, "You're such a pretty dog. Would you like to be a purple dog? Would you like to be a blue dog? Would you like a like, where she's just baby talking the dog and like trying to be, and like, and she eventually the dog just gets like growls at her, and she's like, "Okay, I won't do anything, but if you want to, I'll, I can do whatever you want." And then it was just cute and fun and silly, but it hit me very strangely, and I enjoyed it tremendously.
If you bring Dog into Denirim, he will like collect a child and like bring a child back with you, and you have to tell him to return their child to his parents.
That's fantastic.
Amazing. I love the dog. I love the dog so much. Farmer, what surprised you?
I swapped out Morrigan, and she is no longer in my party, and my approval with her has never been higher. I will eventually find a way to make myself her paramour.
It's completing her quest and then giving her the book. Will give you like 18 points.
Good.
Yep.
I will do this. I will do whatever she wants of me. Dano, what surprised you about this game?
Let me know when you do. We'll have to talk about it off pod, but like, it is a really funny bit of like Morgan. It's really, really funny. We'll have to talk about it. But anyways.
Great.
In early game, there is so much pausing and micromanagement in combat. Then by mid and late game, that is mostly gone, and you're kind of a well-oiled machine. like you just control one party member and everybody else just does what they need to do. And you're able to kind of just like blow through combat. And I love this because I'm not sure if it's intentional or just like my own like headcanon, but it kind of makes it feel like you are becoming a actual like group, a party, like a team. It didn't come easy. At first it was really difficult, but eventually you all start working together really well. And I think that's just really fun, and you trust each other to kind of take care of business. The tank's going to tank, the healer's going to heal, and the DPS is going to DPS. And you don't need to tell everyone what to do at all times, you know? And I think that's super fun, and I'm kind of enjoying it. Yeah.
There's also when you get knocked out in the middle of combat, and then you pop up after the combat is over, and you get like your like. My character as a dwarf, he had a great line the other day where he got knocked out in the middle of combat. He says, "Oh, I see all the foes were vanquished, despite the fact I was unconscious." Alistair has some great lines where he's just like, where it's like, "Did we win? We won, right?" It's fun just to hear that stuff. Just like like we said, like just the thrown in dialogue is just so great, and I think it's really kind of like felt really well done in this game.
And I think it's really good as well. I love that you have, when you do have a party member that goes unconscious, you have to use an injury kit on them to heal like whatever thing, and like it's different injuries for like it's different random injuries. So maybe a broken bone that will affect constitution or movement. Maybe like you get knocked on the head, and so like your willpower isn't strong. I think that's super fun and really like.
Yeah, it's super good.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Let's sell the game to a friend.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Storm Rage, sell the game to a friend.
Come back next week. I ain't got nothing for you this week.
Matt.
Fun tactics gameplay. Great world, great story. Companions are obnoxious, but also kind of great.
Disagree strongly, but that's okay. For me, it is. You thought the Mass Effect 2 romance scenes were awkward. Just you wait. All right, that's it for this week. Next week, we are going to the Ruined Temple, which is the second part of the Urn of Sacred Ashes, and playing through the Leliana Song DLC, which is super duper fun and campy. That is it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks to all our patrons for patronizing us. A special thank you to our producers and best friends forever, Backsmith and RidiculousHat. You can find links to our Discord and our content information in the pinned comment on our Patreon page over at patreon.com/squelch.
And Dragon Age is a game, and games are supposed to be fun.
Yeah! Drink that dark spawn blood, baby.
So that's what I did wrong.
Drink the blood. Drink the blood. Drink the blood.
You're not wrong that they are like super tropey in like the beginning, like the companions are. So like I think I said this like the second week I was talking about characters. Like Morgan and Alistair especially. Like Morgan is very much like the bad girl with an attitude, and Alistair is very much like the cool guy with a sense of humor, you know. But they, as you kind of get to know them, they get more and more interesting. And I do love that Morgan, like she, like, especially at the friendship storyline, is really really fun. I think that's really, where she's like, I know I'm difficult to know and get along with, but I want you to know that like I truly value our friendship, and I've never had a friend before, and you're not wrong in that it is very much like tropey and not kind of heavy-handed, but like there are points with like I think most of the characters, not Sten, where where they get like kind of interesting. So yeah.
Well, actually, in the next week, because like you go through the gauntlet as part of it.
Yeah,
I got to really appreciate the characters I brought with me, and I really wish I could bring other characters. I now want to go back and like bring other characters to that scene and get more of their stuff.
Oh, sure.
Really good.
There is a puzzle next week, everybody, by the way. Don't even waste your time with it. Just look it up. It is
Yeah.
Miserable. It is awful.
I mean, it's just riddles.
The riddles are fine. I had no problem with the riddles. The riddles were easy, I felt like. But the puzzle part of it. The part where you had to stand on stuff.
Oh yeah, that I looked that up.
That you have to look up. The puzzle, I thought the dialogue was pretty easy, and the riddles were fun. I thought the riddles were fun. I enjoyed the riddles. But there is a puzzle where you have to stand in different places, and you have to have each of your 3 companions stand in specific places to get like a bridge to form, and you have to like have them move around to advance the bridge, and it is super frustrating. And don't waste your time. Just look it up. I tried to do it, and I was like, "Why am I doing this to myself? I'm just looking it up."
Yeah. Update to my going back to drink the blood. I can't.
You gotta drink the blood
out.
when you see it. It's not always gonna be around. Blood just doesn't hang out, Matt. You gotta drink it when you see it.
I mean,
that's true.
To be fair for that blood, it was there for centuries.
I mean, yeah, it might have gone bad.
I don't think you can go back into that. You can't go back into the keep at all once you're done, right?
No. Yeah. Like, there's no door to get inside the keep anyway.
Yeah.
Well, there's a door, but like it's no longer a gate. Open.
It's not clickable. Yeah.
Yeah. I trust me. I hit tab and there's nothing there.
All right. Hey.
So it doesn't exist.
Yeah. No. Sorry about that. By the way. Thanks everyone for hanging out. We are gonna head over to After Dark, where we're gonna talk about combat a little bit more. Thanks for everyone hanging out in the stream. It was a ton of fun. Thanks a whole bunch to Grand Arcanum for the Prime. Appreciate that a lot. And hey, we'll talk to you all again next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.